See, this is what I was talking about previously with the order of priority. This was an old system I set up right at the beginning. And what it's doing is if it's checking, is the water too hot to go where I'm about to send it? If so, try and send it somewhere else. Now the problem with that is it's try and send it somewhere else. If it can't, then it gets through. Over here, it checks, is the coolant cool enough to be used in this room? If it's not, get rid of it. The order that we perform these operations is what really... I need that actually stripped down because we have got so... We're heating the place up. We're not cooling it down. Holy crap, you're almost to cycle 1000. I've not seen a game go this long. Hopefully it goes well, but yeah. How cold is this? Yeah, all the liquid out here is way too hot. We need these ice makers. And I'm going to start using icy fans in here to try and cool this place down a bit. Strictly speaking, as long as the ice is here, it'll start to cool the place, and that'll be enough initially. Another icy fan down the bottom as well, actually. Maybe just an icy fan. There's not a lot of things that... well, those produce a lot of heat, actually. So I'll take that away. I'll have this icy fan and that icy fan to try and dissipate some of it. But yeah, basically for way too long we've been doing that. Jumps up to almost 120. That's fantastic. But I do rather desperately need this to be wired up properly. Because now we no longer have any power going to the system. So until all of this is hooked up, we are in quite a bit of trouble. There we go. Power restored. In fact, that's now powering quite a lot more. It's powering this as well as... oh no, it's not powering this one. Maybe it should though. But is everything else hooked up? I think it might be. Yep. Okay, time for us to break this wire. I think I may move quite a few of the Weezeworts down into the base as well. Got a lot, but... right, okay, so that's unhooked. Time for us to connect. Wish me luck. Dunk. There we go. This is now capable of pulling a redonkulous load, but it will have just emptied the batteries over there. However, it is now running on the main power. What I want is for this to be behind a... what's the word I'm looking for? Transformer. Because that one is... oh, of course, that one is burning out. Poop. Forgot about that. I forgot about that, but I didn't at the same time, which is silly. Because that's now overheating. I'll deconstruct it. I could build it over here and it would occasionally cool down. But at the same time, don't technically need the shovels to have power there though. I can get by without it. Rather not though, obviously. We can just have this wire go through, up, and across, like that. And we'll keep everything going. There we go. Hey, Aiden! You're still streaming when I woke up. Good morning, Aavak. Good morning, Jack. Hello. Aavak, have you thought about creating a cooling loop to cool your base with recycling that heat into your steam room up there? It'd be a bit of insulated piping, but might kill a few birds with one stone. Well, I have considered it, actually. I've got a different cooling loop using petroleum down the bottom, but I mentioned it earlier. I suffer a little bit from getting focused on one job and trying to get that job to finish. And that's where I am right now. Trying rather urgently to get that sorted. Is this staying in the loop now? It is. Okay, I'm going to up this to 150. The regolith is colder than that. It needs to exit. Right, at this stage, that one's fine because it's got a dedicated battery to keep it going. This is a tricky one to make fine because it's a part of the main grid. This one I could possibly do that on though. If I did something like this and just had the wire go straight up. But then again, it would be out here and it would be too hot. That being said, I've got the energy over here, I suppose. Since I'm already bringing that out with a transformer, I will be. I might as well make use of it, I suppose. Sure. I could then have... Well, if I brought this back a bit, I could have a dedicated battery just to run this to get new regolith in. But honestly, if this system is down, the whole thing is broken anyway. So it's of middling use. In fact, so slight is its use. I'm not going to bother. I basically need the system to always have power. If it doesn't, then we're in big, much worse trouble anyway. Coming in at 220, it's already down to 170 by here. And it's down to 145 by here. That's not terrible. Getting the temperature up there. Gradually, but it is happening. Now, it's at this point that I could realistically start considering turning it on. If I wanted to, I could say this could activate when it hits 150. You'd get some power back into the system, at the very least. Now, this room is going to be a problem if I don't get hydrogen into it very soon before that starts happening. So, to that end, have a look at our overflow for hydrogen. We don't really have one. That is a shame. But what we can do is just... Does this need power? No. What I can do is have a little canister over here. Give it priority. And we're going to start moving hydrogen up to the up to that room to try and help with it. This now needs to be a priority 7, as does this. The temperature should start to hopefully start to come down once we've got any ice whatsoever. It's currently got a bunch of ice in there, so let's try and get this working. Ideally. But I've got so many jobs for people to do, it's anyone's guess what they'll prioritize. The fact that they're not melting in here already, though, is shocking. How are they not complaining about being in such ridiculous heat? In fact, because of that, I'm going to drop this one, rise that one to 175. I don't want to accidentally start heating this room up until we're ready. And until these get built, we are in trouble because they're going to slowly fill that room up with hoop regolith. Now, I can just have my jeeps go in there to dig it out, but... Alright, thanks again for the sub the other night. Made my month. Left a comment on YouTube 100 episode of Oxygen. Hope you check it out. I will do. Thank you very much, Freddy. Freddy Tech. I'm thinking I should drop this down now. Honestly. It's kind of... You're not really making a difference using that. I'm going to be honest with you. At this point, this is so far away from anything that we're working with. Disable auto repair. Same here. Can someone walk up a stairs that is broken? I actually don't know, but I'm quite interested in the answer. There we go. Already up to 130. Wasn't expecting that, actually. There we go. Icy fans on the go. Ah, blessed coolness. Need this to start being moved. There we go. How much do we need in there? Can't select it. Is it 10 kilos of the stuff? Might be. I mean, right now we're not getting the benefit of the excess hydrogen being dumped into the power grid, but we need the hydrogen in that room to help cool it down. I mean, it needs something. It needs an atmosphere. Otherwise, bad times. You only repair them to get rid of the notification. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, broken stairs are... The broken ladders look awful. It is true. Right, there we go. We've got 10 kilos of hydrogen. Let's set this up to accept hydrogen, please. And indeed, thank you. Go, 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 go. No. I'm not taking you just to eat you. We're practically drowning in barbecue. I'm not gonna... No. Denied. Unfortunately, out of power, though. Okay, well, let's have a look at what the temp is in here. I mean, the temperature isn't really moving around that much. That's the plus side, is this, it's not really going to cool itself down unless the steam turbines are running. So when it stalls like this, it doesn't necessarily mean the worst. It's not ideal, certainly, but... There we go. A bunch of very hot regolith re-entering. But yeah, if there comes a time when we don't need that running all the time, I may well shut that down just so I can go in there and change the flow of the conveyor belts. Because that's frustrating. Okay, well, they're not active. My slicksters are okay. We have mined out a decent amount of items over here. Good. Steel should be available to us fairly soon then. Let's go up 3. Across. No more than that though, otherwise we risk encroaching on all of this. I could allow that to drain down, but it would probably still... yeah, it's probably still way too much there. That being said, I could sink down here and make a little bit more room. And it would certainly help the temperature, at least on that side of the base. As I mentioned, I need to consider planting these, don't I? So I'm assuming farm tiles don't look nice. But that is an assumption. Actually, you know what? It doesn't seem like it matters. Maybe the middle of the base? I've now got so much metal that there's no reason to have these around. I might as well go for things that are a bit more grand. Those are early sculptures to just get by, but we don't strictly need those anymore. I can happily use refined metals for it instead. But yeah, having a much more organized cooling loop would have been a big help. Alas, can I not get this to be done? Because this is soon going to need to start being vented. Even a tiny amount of hydrogen in here is better than nothing. There we go. At the very least now, the coolant loop can cool. It's gaining a little bit of heat from the hydrogen that's been added in there, but now with that, the pips should be able to plant. We'll see. We may need a little bit more hydrogen in there, but we can see. How young are you? 26. I very much hope that that pip tries to plant. Because if not, I'm going to be so sad. Hello, Talk. Yeah, I'm still going, mate. I guess we'll come back and check in on the pip in a bit. There's not... I think it might be at like 100 grams of atmosphere or something like that. So we're not quite there yet anyway. We're almost ready for the next one, though. Now then. So our next location. Well, as soon as these are built, which they are being built reasonably fast, actually, then we can start gathering more from that. We've got loads of ice down here. Thinking about it, I should just tunnel into the frozen core and start gathering the ice. If nothing else, allow the cold to start moving up. I'm sure you just worked out what's going through my mind. How wise of you. Let's fix our temperature problem, shall we? Yeah, Martin, exactly. We're gonna run the cooling loop down to the core. It is an extreme measure, but we'll have that branch off, and then branch back. And once we're down here, it's unfortunate because it is going to mean that we do need to ruin the beautiful chill that is down there, but still, we need it for our base. Honestly, why hadn't I considered this before? We've had the core available to us for a while. Ooh. How do we want to take this? How about... Oh, we haven't got that much tungsten, actually. That being said, I mean, this is where we're going to find more wolframite, I imagine. Now, if we prompt up the priority, and I'm going to, let's get this all the way up to an 8. It does necessitate that I need to dig away some of this ice, which I'm not super happy about because the ice is generally better to allow it to melt because you'll get more out of it. If you mine it, you halve its mass, straight up. But it should work. And yeah, this is frozen core, ain't it? Bit of a strange Oasis planet, to be certain, but... Why I hadn't considered doing that for a while, I have no idea. What we'll do is we'll see what kind of temperatures it comes back up at. We might even exchange some of these pipes so that it deposits some of that temperature back in here. We'll see. Why is there liquid in this? Why is there oil in this? What? Shenanigans. You know what? I'll take some pit bags and they can sit there and hatch eventually. $148. It's very, very nice indeed. Still need a lot more temperature, not more gas in there, it looks like, though. Okay, by the time it reaches over here, it's still warm enough to stay. Good. We're at 150 now. So, time to start bringing it to 175. There's 8.9 tons of 261 degree regolith there. We're good for a while. Though honestly, having a sweeper do this would be so much easier. Getting a sweeper to do this requires some engineering, but still not a bad idea, though. The less my dupes have to do, the better. Actually, take this up to 170. Don't take it all the way to 175. That way I can avoid this triggering yet before I'm ready for it. How are we looking for time, chat? Oh no, I've been streaming for another 9 hours. I need to get better at stopping streaming. But I'm not gonna, because I'm really enjoying this. And we're so close to getting that bloody thing active. But, what are you doing? Oh, you are actually loading. Good, 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 good. But, oh wow, that was that water that was already there? It actually might have been. But, we are going to go on a break, though, I think. Hello, Pink Puff. How are you doing? And hi, Gina Prime. Did I catch Santos' sub there? I may have missed it. I do apologize. I got super focused on what I was doing. I'm a bad Aavak, and I feel bad. But, ooh, let me just make sure that we are not at a point where we are likely to lose any dupes when I go on break. Oops. In fact, you know, sort of feeling that maybe I should really pop that priority up a bit high, but I think we should be alright at this point. Got a lot of igneous rock that we need to bring down here, but we have got peeps ready to do the work of getting that all piped around. Once we've got this system running through the frozen core, we can just slowly expand that. For a while, we can just use the core's temperature to passively cool the rest of the base. And in fact, we could drop like tungsten here and there just to spot cool around the place. That would probably be a big help. Hooking it up would be a little bit of a chore, but for the most part, everything else in the base is self-sustaining, really. I am going to pop this down onto an even lower priority. Let's pop that on the 6. And while that's happening, let me just go and check. Are we activating these things? No. Okay, that's fine. We so badly need power, though. We will get there, though. We will get there. We're adding more potential load to the main power spine, though, which is not a good move. We need to get something else. But I'm going to go on a break for a couple of minutes. Grab a drink. I strongly encourage you to do the same. And we shall meet back here in about 5-ish minutes. Yeah, I think we'll go with 5. We'll see if I can keep the streak of this stream of actually getting back before the tea break timer is done. But before we go, let me just pick someone. Let's go for... You know what, Manu? You were a pretty good person to follow last time. We're going to follow you once again while you have a poop. Sorry about that, Manu. Slow down. Okay. Gonna go a break and see you back here shortly.